Good morning, everyone. Myself Sandhya Pandey from Jagarat Public School, Noida. Students, I am back with one new chapter, that is the Portrait of Lady. This is chapter 11 from your New Images book. So, students, this chapter is basically a warm relationship between a heartwarming pen picture of Kushwant Singh and his grandmother. Okay, Kushwant Singh, he was an India journalist student, and after completing his schools, Singh went to the prestigious St. Stephen's College, Delhi University, and later studied law at King's College, London. So inspired by horrifying events during the partition of India in 1947, he wrote his first novel, Registered to Pakistan, in 1957. Students, this chapter, The Portrait of Lady, is taken from the short story fiction, The Mark of Vishnu and Other Stories. Kushwant Singh wrote in simple English, using a good quantity of humor and irony in his writing. The story is basically a biographical sketch of the writer's grandmother and shows the relationship he enjoyed with her. So, students, the portrait of lady, if it is the introduction of the chapter, the portrait of lady is the story of the author. He describes his relationship with his grandmother over the years. He pens down her daily activities and how she evolved as a character. As time passed by, he explains her appearance, which she helps create an image in the right reader's mind. So, here's the summary of the chapter. The chapter, The Portrait of Lady. Actually, students, it is a heartwarming pen picture of Kushwant Singh's grandmother who brought him up. The author describes his association with his grandmother and the changes that came about in her relationship with the passage of time. Her simplicity and beauty left an indelible imprint on the poet's mind. So, students, the chapter, The Portrait of Lady, is the story of the author and his grandmother. The grandmother was an old woman with a wrinkled face. The author had always seen her like this for the past 20 years. She appeared to be so old that could not imagine her being young and pretty, someone who had a husband. She was short, fat, and slightly bent. The author had seen his grandfather's portrait, an old man with a turban and a long white beard covering his chest. To the author, his grandfather did not like a man who could have a wife and children, but someone who could have lots of grandchildren. So, students, Kushwant Singh's grandmother was short, old, and slightly bent, and hobbled around the house telling the beads on her rosary. He had seen her look the same for 20 years, and to him it seemed that she was really old and could not grow older. It was difficult for him to conceptualize that she could have been young and pretty, to believe that she had had a husband. His grandfather's portrait hung on the wall of the drawing room. And the grandmother's, as I have told you earlier, although he looked very old, added very grandfatherly, and looking at his portrait, one could visualize that he had many grandchildren. But no one could imagine him in his youth with his wife and children. When Kushwant Singh was still young, his parents left for the city, leaving him to the care. So this is soon the parents of the author who went to the city. Okay, sorry students, one more line, I have left that lone line, that his grandmother used to move around the house in spotless white, with her one hand resting on her waist and her other hands counting the beads of her rosary. In the initial days, students, the author and his grandmother, that they used to had a very good relationship. She used to wake him up in the morning, get him ready for school. She used to pack the things required by him for the day, and walked him to school every day. She used to visit the temple that was attached to the school. She had a routine of reading the scriptures. The author, along with other children, sat on the veranda singing alphabets and morning prayers. They both used to come back home together with stray dogs roaming around them, as his grandmother would carry the stale chapatis to feed them. So, students, the only thing that remained. So soon the parents of the author, went to the city to settle. and called them. As they reached the city, his relationship with grandmother took a turn. That was a turning point in their relationship. So they were good friends. They were good friends. But what the change is that the only thing that remained that she could not now. Now the change is that Habita, though they shared the as they reached the city, his relationship with his grandmother took a turn, and though they shared the room, their bond grew apart. Okay, the only thing that remained unchanged was their common bedroom. She could not now accompany him to school. He went by the school bus, okay, and now he went to an English school where they taught science. She could not understand English and did not believe in science. The fact that they were not taught about God made her really unhappy, and Kushwant Singh's learning music in school made her unhappier as she felt it. It was not meant for general folk, and her communication with him deteriorated further. But it was when he went to university and got a separate room. The common link was a room that and got a separate room. And then the link was snapped. So the students, as the days passed by, he grew older and soon went to the university. He had his own room and made the relationship so. She stopped talking to everyone and spent her whole day sitting at her spinning wheel, reciting prayers and moving beads of a rosary with one hand. However, she loved feeding sparrows in the veranda at dawn. Breaking bread into pieces and feeding it to the birds was her daily routine. The birds would sit on her legs here, her head, some even on the shoulder. So soon the author decided to go abroad for his further studies. She came to the railway station to leave him off. She was not sentimental, continuously reciting her prayers, and her mind lost in prayer. She kissed him on Kushwant Singh's forehead. After 5 years, as he returned home, she was there, came to pick him at the station. She was still the same as she has been 5 years ago. She clasped him within arms and did not say a word. She still used to feed her sparrows. Now, students, one day she did not. So when he came back after 5 years, there was a change in grandmother. So what was the change, student? At that day, she did not pray, and that was really a change thing in grandmother's daily activity. She did not recite her prayers, but instead collected the women of the neighborhood, got a drum and started singing. The next morning she was ill, and she was then taken slightly ill. The doctors reassured the family. The doctor reassured the family that there was nothing to worry, but she stopped talking. She said her end was near. She began to tell the beads of her rosary, and her lips moved in a silent prayer before she died. After her death, student, her body was laid on the floor, covered in a red shroud. Thousands of sparrows came and sat quietly all around her body. The writer's mother threw breadcrumbs, but the sparrows took no notice of them. After her cremation, they flew away without touching the crumbs. So, students, this was the very heartwarming and very touching story of Kushwant Singh's grandmother. As it was actually a very nice story. I think you got the story. And if you're having any doubt, you can write down in your comment box, students. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.